So, out of the frying pan and into the fire, we're into the Unitology's church. So if we immediately go to the left, we're going to go to our shop area, which is ironically the gift shop of the church. So we can drop off all of our stuff and use the workbench, which I kind of wonder why there's a workbench at the Unitology's gift shop, but maybe it was like a Build-A-Bear or something? Who knows? But I do end up buying some power nodes to use at this bench. I don't use the bench yet for going up to the left here, because there is actually a power node right here, and we will get attacked when we pick it up. Something 10-year-old boy, other joke, haha, funny. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go back down to the workbench.
No, you see the symbols too.
Yes, I see the symbols.
I know it. We have to work together.
Work together?
But now we're gonna deck out the capacity and damage again. As said before, damage is kind of king whenever it comes to this stuff, so... And as you can see, our damage is actually almost full on our plasma cutter. But we do have a medium health pack and 2 small ones, so we've got about a 3/4 heal. And I had forgotten to look straight ahead, but you can catch some freaky noises and stuff coming from through the gate. And ignore all of the people here. Nothing happens in this room. It's just to spook you.
The cathedral reported 2 pressure equalization cycles during services last Sunday. The first was minor and only blew some candle flames around.
But as soon as we go into this room, immediately run up until you see the infector. Don't stop like me. Just immediately run up until you see the infector and blast it. And if it does make a necromorph, they're easy enough to deal with, unless you miss 2 shots like I do. But now that you've taken them out, go for the one under the stairs first, and then immediately watch your back after you take care of the probably necromorph along with the infector, because this guy. And then turn to your right because there is another infector. So I stasis the necromorph he made just to get rid of him. And then watch your right again because there will be one that comes out of the vent. And that takes care of everything in this room. Except for one exception, which I hadn't actually seen until I did this playthrough, and was kind of weird. But it really didn't matter because I was already up the stairs and across the balcony here. But there is a puker. I have not seen this guy. Maybe I just never paid attention. No idea where he came from. If this is a scripted guy, I've always been out of this room before he spawned. So that was really odd. And he physically can't do anything to us up here anyways, so it really doesn't matter. There's not a vent up here, and the next room is just right here, so I just choose to ignore him, because we never come back to that room anyways, so who cares? But we can break that fuse door that'll lead us back to the main room. And this room is a lot more creepy in hindsight if you think about it, because it's looks like a consultation room, and there's just a giant security room with a one-way mirror window kind of setup, and all of these consoles and stuff. Really freaky. So they're just like spying on people that are getting consulted. But here we have a decompression room as well, so you do want to watch out. Ignore me trying to be a wise ass and jank the window. But you can use the window here if you want. I figured maybe I would end up in the positive for ammo as far as that goes, so I didn't opt to use the window. But one of the bodies disappeared anyways, so I came out in the negative. And rule of thumb for the stasis door here, wait until it's opening. If you wait until it's closed, then you just waste time, and you watch a door go at probably negative grandma speed. But you can stasis it, grab a stasis recharge, and then run through. And we do actually have an important upgrade in this room, in the security suit sitting on the back here. So we do want to grab that, because it will increase our armor and inventory. And in a prior chapter, I said that you actually couldn't get attacked in vents. I wasn't lying per se, but you can get attacked when you're coming out of them. So, jump scare and be prepared. So that leads to the question of, where the hell did he get that syringe? Because, in all honesty, I really wonder where he got that syringe. Unless there was just like a unitologist had that shit under his desk or something. Just kind of wonder. But here, since we got our security suit, I opt to just kind of run along and go back to the store. Because the security suit also upgrades our armor, which percent of armor is a percent less damage taken, as always. We want that less damage taken, especially since things hit like, you know, trucks. It makes sense to make it hit less like one. And honestly, the security suit is probably one of my favorite aesthetic suits in the game. I don't find its passive the greatest, but it is still a pretty good suit as far as looks go, too. And we also have another power node that we can use on our bench, but I move the contact beam energy over and then sell the javelin spears. And javelin spears don't sell worth anything, so it's really, you can just get rid of them. But we're just going to max out our damage. So we're sitting really good with that. But yeah, javelins do a shit ton of damage whenever you fully max them, but their ammo doesn't sell worth a damn. Like, as far as weapon damages go, I'm pretty sure javelin is almost tied with contact beam, honestly. It does take 2 ammo per shot, but whenever everything in a room basically dies anyways, it doesn't matter. So here you can actually just take advantage of the fact that you can immediately grab items whenever you kinesis them if you can't get them over the balcony. You can look up to make them go over the balcony, but as soon as you kinesis something, if you hit A, you have the item. So we can also grab this power node. I like to throw the table down there, it makes me feel protected. Because the one weakness of a stalker is a table. That's a lie, I just put the table down there. I have no idea why I put the table down there. It's just more crap to worry about. But here you don't have to worry about the stalkers coming out until you go up here, have the conversation, and then go halfway through the room whenever the gates lower.
Data, I'm locked out. There's something in
So you have to talk to Dana. She'll say that she's going to lower the gates or override them.
There's something on here too.
And then you'll walk up about halfway to 3/4 through the room and you'll see the gates lower. And then I immediately go back towards the door that was busted. The way that stalkers work is that they kind of go by your line of sight. And as soon as you see one peeking around a corner, if you look at it, it'll charge. So whenever you see a stalker around a corner peeking out, it'll kind of signal it to have priority to charge you. So I try and manipulate that as much as I can. So if you see one kind of just peeking around a corner, just look at it, and you'll know that it's probably going to be the next one to come at you. And since this is a long hallway, and they usually stick to your vision, then you can just take advantage of that fact, sit by this door, and they'll try and take cover in the center of the room and pretty much always attack you down the center.
Isaac, I can't unlock the
There's also the exploit where they can't go on the elevators, but
Okay.
that's boring and takes longer. So I just sit in the middle of the room by the busted door.
Important you not disturb.
And there's only 4 of them, so you get rid of them a lot quicker.
No, Urtab can't.
And I honestly find it a lot safer to just sit right there and do it. So we're just gonna hack the elevator. And go up. But we're gonna go into the visitation area. I'm not sure if that's the correct terminology for it, but there's a casket floating over a space hole and pews everywhere. It looks like something you'd have for a visitation. Not exactly sure. The chapel, maybe. But here you can break this fuse and then the gift shop is through the door again. Since we got some more power nodes, we can use it on the bench. But we can also store all of our extra stuff at the same time. Because there's not going to be a store for a little bit once we go through the chapel. And I don't know how many times I've knocked over that little flyer thing at this point, but I don't know who's setting that thing back up, but that guy deserves a raise. But we're going to have a Necromorph that pops out as soon as we go up here, and a shit ton of little Necro Nuggies that pop out from the ceiling. And this guy coming at Mach 5. If you couldn't tell, the little shits that jump on a Necromorph will actually protect it from shots and stuff. It's kind of like their version of armor. But now I kind of wanted to save as much ammo as I could, so I kept trying to deal with the Necro Nuggets by running around and just using whatever I could that wasn't my plasma cutter. In hindsight, I probably should have just grabbed the armor, or not the armor, the ammo and materials from the 2 Necromorphs I took out and then just booked it out of the room. Which I pretty much do by the end of this. At this point it's just wasted time and potential health, which one of them does jump on me and nibbles at me a little bit. So I do lose some health doing this maneuver. Not much, they don't do a ton if it's only like 1 on you, but at the same time, still. It's a giant waste of time. Since I don't drop anything, and I'm not getting anything out of it besides, you know, a few laughs that they died of bodies, there's just not a whole lot of point in doing this. But there will be a single Necromorph over by the elevator behind the casket here. So we're going to take them out, and then we'll be down into Chapter 5 in the crypt. So, get rid of that guy, start the elevator as soon as possible so the Nuggets can't catch up with us. And then we'll be into Chapter 5. But other than that, let me know what you guys think, and have a good one.